Again, Love is Blind. You can't leave. You want to get your check. You want to be on TV. I get it. Like, yes, he's showing you who they are. It says, when a person shows you who they are, believe them.
Melanie P. Talk to him.
Scary with Melanie P. That's scary with Melanie P.
Welcome to another episode of the That's Scary with Melanie P podcast. It's me, your girl, Melanie P, and we are here to discuss the next episode of Love is Blind. So today is February 21st, and Love is Blind Netflix has dropped 3 more episodes. Y'all, Love is Blind, between Love is Blind and between Who the F Did I Marry, the internet has us in a straight chokehold, right? But Love is Blind, the next episode came out. The next 3 episodes came out, actually. Now, I'm going to review the next episode, which is episode 7. And then I'm going to bring my girl back, Paige, to discuss 8 and 9. So are you ready? While you are getting ready, make sure you hit that subscribe button and follow me along on the journey. Now, before I move forward with episode 7, let me give a disclaimer. So I read a lot of your comments on the first 6 episodes review of Love is Blind, and I got mostly good, but I did get some of you who felt as though I came a little bit hard for Chelsea. Now listen, I'm an open-minded girl, and one thing about me is that you have to kind of know me to understand my personality, and hopefully you will subscribe, and you'll get to kind of know my personality. But at the end of the day, I love Chelsea, but at the end of the day, she did lie. She does not look like Megan Fox. But what I will do going forward, because I value your comments, is that if I have feelings like that going forward, I will make sure to balance it, okay? I will always give you something good if I have to give you something bad. Episode 7 starts out with Chelsea and Jimmy apologizing, right? I thought Jimmy's apology was very beautiful. I thought it was very beautiful, very much warranted, and I thought it was very much heartfelt. And I feel like when they start on episode 7, it really is showing a softer side of Jimmy. Now, I do feel like in the last episode, Jimmy was drinking. Listen, y'all, Jimmy was drinking. And I felt like you have to understand, if you put yourself in these people's shoes, these people are on vacation. They are normal, regular people like you and I. They've now been thrusted into the Netflix world. They're on this free vacation with all you can eat, all you can drink. And I'm sure they're going to indulge the same way that you or I would. So understandably so, Jimmy just indulged a little bit too much. So he got drunk. We understand what happened. He was talking and kind of flirting with AD, whatever. In this episode, he starts off with apologizing to Chelsea, and Chelsea was very receptive of the apology. Jimmy apologized to Chelsea, and she was very receptive. Now, in the very next scene, the MVP for me is, and I don't remember her name. I'm going to put it down below. This is her name, okay? The principal and his fiance, and I'll put her name somewhere on the screen. She is my MVP. So Britney and Kenneth come up next. Dare I say that Britney is likely my favorite. I think she's just all around a great girl. I think she is pretty inside and out. I think she is chill. I think she is an amazing communicator. And I hate kind of what comes to her as this episode 7 goes on. But I love me some Britney. Now, I put here, she had a conversation. So they were on the boat, and I just felt like that was kind of my first real sign, concrete sign that this might not be a match. This is one of those examples of we're a total match when we're just having conversation in the pods. I'm on one side, you're on the other side. I think Kenneth and Britney do really good with conversation. Dare I say friends. I think they would make great friends. I do not think they are going to make a great couple, a great partnership. mainly because of the lack of affection. I can tell based on Brittany's conversation, she gave very much healthy conversation. Like, she likes him, she likes how he treats her, but she's definitely missing the affectionate side. So in the very next scene when Kenneth and Britney come up, you kind of start to see that, you know, there's a little bit of affection missing. Also in that scene, I think that Brittany also spoke about, you know, AD and Kenneth having a conversation in the previous episode. And AD was just kind of bringing up, okay, you know, we are an interracial, or they're a interracial couple. And that, you know, hey, are you ready for that? Are you ready for what comes with dating a white woman? You know, being a black man dating a white woman. How does that look to raise, you know, interracial children? You know, how does that look overall in the long term? And so Kenneth was communicating with Brittany and kind of letting her know what AD's like in his conversation was. And I thought that the way Brittany handled that conversation was so admirable. I love Brittany. She is my favorite, hands down. Between her and AD, they're my top favorites of this season. Now, again, she was very receptive to the feedback that AD gave to Kenneth. And she was just open, and she was open with it. I believe she's dated outside of her race before, but I felt so much sincerity from her. I felt just I felt like peace talking to her. I thought she was just an amazing communicator, just very healthy, very understanding, very receptive, great in communication. So then we move over to Chad and AD. Godly, Chad and AD. Chad has been, if I could give Chad an award so far throughout all these episodes, he would get the award for red flag. Chad has given red flag after red flag after red flag, and I feel like that, Clay, Lord Jesus, Chad. Oh, Chad. I know a Chad. But anyway, Clay has given up so many red flags, and his red flags just continue where they left off in episode 6 in this next episode. So, Clay is needy. I put Clay is needy, and AD is driving him around. I was like, why in the world is AD driving Clay around? Like, it just further kind of speaks to his babyishness, his need for attention. I just feel like he's a very needy, attention, self-seeking, all about himself kind of guy. And I feel like AD may have a track record of, you know, being with guys like that and being with guys who have these red flags. And so it's just kind of like you can see the writing on the wall when it comes to them. And the writing on the wall kind of comes more out as the episode goes on. Laura and Jeremy, right? So Laura and Jeremy, they're next. And Jeremy explains how he was upset because of the whole, you know, AD situation. And he slept actually on the couch and she slept in the bed. And he said that, you know, he could have handled that better. But I thought that that was kind of a sign of immaturity. But I have to kind of give these people grace again, because I have friends who have been on reality TV. And I understand that on these reality TV shows, they literally get a list of your favorite drinks. And their aim is to keep your cup, you know, full and to provide you with all the alcohol that you want. So I feel like that whole first night when all the couples met up, a lot of drinking was going on, you know. So I felt like it was kind of a sign of immaturity how Jeremy walked off from Laura. But again, I'm giving him grace because of the alcohol. They did talk about it. They did end up on the other side of it. They kissed, they made up, they were great. So I kind of got ahead of myself earlier, but this is where Britney and Kenneth end up on that boat. And when I tell you, that scene was cringe. In this scene, she literally brings up, you know, basically, why you not touching me? Why you not touching me? You know, like, I like to be touched. And if you remember, when all the couples met, she was saying that, you know, she's just waiting for Kenneth to grab her up. You know, I think that she feels like she has this big old black man and she wants to be, you know, she wants to be affectionate with him. She wants him to, grab her up like a man. You know what I'm saying? Grab her up, kiss her, be affectionate, be touchy-feely. She's waiting for that. And I think at this point in this episode, she's like got to the point where she's like, hey, I'm very touchy-feely. We're not touching a whole lot. And again, she displayed great communication with explaining to him in a very respectful, calm way. I'm very affectionate. How are you? Are you affectionate? What do you like? Blah, 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 blah. And it was funny because he said that he came off like, okay, that's weird. Like normally I've never heard that before, which I think that's a lie. Either it's a lie or he's not attracted to her. I can't pick up on which it is. But he responded and said that that's the first he's ever heard someone say that he's not affectionate. And that, he's glad that she, explained that to him, that she likes affection and touchy-feely. But even after she explained that to him and he received it, he didn't touch her. He did not touch her. She was touching him. She was kind of rubbing him, but he didn't touch her. And I feel like as a man, that was kind of a red flag. Again, either he's just not the touchy-feely type, which I don't think it's that. Possibly it is. Or he's not attracted to her. He explained that this is his first time, dating outside of his race. So maybe that's kind of a learning curve for him. But she's gorgeous. Like, she is truly gorgeous. So I really don't understand why the touchy-feeliness is an issue. All right, so then Kenneth and Britney, they're very awkward together. Kenneth is so dry. Like, I feel like Kenneth is so dry. No conversation. And again, I get from Britney that she likes to have fun. She's not going to be no wild girl, drunk party girl, but she's just a regular around the way, cool girl. And I feel like she wants to have that best friend, fun laugh with her man. And he's just not giving that. And I can tell that she can tell that she's not getting that. But what I do see in her is that she's really, really trying. Like, she's really, really trying to pull it out of him because she seems like she's all in. She's invested in this relationship. But Kenneth is dry. Kenneth is dry. And I have dated someone like that. And it doesn't ever end well because they can be great, treat you great. But if y'all don't have that laughter, that touchy-feely, that, back and forth banter, it just isn't going to work. Okay, so then we go back to AD. Why do I keep calling him Clay, y'all? Oh, my God. Then we go back to AD and Clay. I got it right. Okay, so we go back to AD and Clay, and he just does not give me grown man vibes. He just does not give me grown man vibes. It's not even something about him. Everything about him is just a walking red flag. Everything about him is a walking red flag. I think that he is typically the kind of man that AD goes for. And again, if you recall in the previous episodes, AD has, daddy issues. And I think she has, like she said, a track record of kind of picking the wrong man. And ignoring the signs. Now, again, love is blind. You can't leave. You want to get your check. You want to be on TV. I get it. I truly think that she wants it to work, but I think deep down, you can tell by kind of her facial expressions when he's talking to her. She's just showing very much confusion. Like, she's showing confusion and, did you just say that to me? Would you talk to me like that? Like, yes, he's showing you who they are. It says, when a person shows you who they are, believe them. And he has shown AD who he is throughout the entire episodes from day one, really from day one. Then we come up to Amy and Johnny. Now, Amy and Johnny, I have no desire, no interest in Amy and Johnny. They're very boring. But in a good way, because they don't have any drama that I see. They don't have any problems. They get along a whole lot. I feel like they have that attraction, that banter, that laughing, that touchy-feely, that affection. So really there's nothing there other than go ahead and get married because y'all are good. Kenneth and his fiance are still not connecting. So the couples go to their homes. the couples go to their homes, and this is when Kenneth and Brittany are in the home. Brittany's being happy, great energy, great personality, unpacking, talking to him. They're in the bedroom. She's just trying to kind of make their space, unpacking. And I can tell that she's wanting to have some conversation, some dialogue, some touchy feely. They're in the bedroom. She's unpacking. They're just chilling. And first he says, I think she asked about like cooking. So he's like, well, you're going to cook. It's the first night. So you go ahead and cook. And I think that she probably didn't like that. But she, was like, okay, girl, you want me to cook. So I'll go ahead and cook the first meal, whatever, joking around, flirting, all that stuff. He's not catching on the signs. And so the whole time that, she's talking to him and she's unpacking and getting comfortable in their new space, he's on his phone. He is literally on his phone. And he was saying how, it was so great to get away and to not have his phone, but it's so great to be back and with his phone. And that was really foreshadowing because like further on in the episode, you see that he's on his phone again. And it's like, okay, you have a new boo, a new fiance, someone that you're wanting to get to know, someone that you're wanting to marry, someone that you guys are moving in together. The last thing on your mind should be on your phone. I get it, check it, whatever. I totally get that. But he wasn't just checking his phone. He was literally invested all the attention on his phone. And she's looking like, okay, this is weird. And he was not reading the room. He stayed on his phone. And he eventually went downstairs, left her upstairs by herself to unpack, and went downstairs on his phone. And I'm like, boy, you are not reading the room. I just knew this was not going to work at all. And it hurt my heart for Brittany because I just like her so much. And she just seems to be such a great, great girl. And for her to see somebody that's fully invested, and here's the thing. I think Kenneth is great. I think he has a great profession. I think that he's very attentive, specifically on their vacation. But he is not a looker. And I truly feel like you can't not be a looker and not show attention and not show affection and be on your phone. And you have this beautiful woman here who's saying, hey, touch me, grab me, feel me. Let's spend time together, and you're stuck on your phone. So then next we have Clay and AD. Once again, Clay is talking. Clay is showing AD around his new home that I thought was very nice. It seemed very well put together, very neat. My friends tend to think that Clay might be bisexual. I don't know. He has not said that. I don't think I pick up on that, but I've heard a lot of people say that they think that he's bisexual. I don't know. But she's showing her around his home, and it starts off like, oh, I want you here. I need a woman's touch, whatever. But it's always about Clay. I need this. You know what I'm saying? Me. In that scene where they are at his house and they're on the couch, I sat there on the couch watching that scene, and he talked about himself. He talked about himself. He talked about him. He talked and he talked and he talked and he talked and he talked. And she just sat there and, nicely listening. He's not asking her no questions. He's not engaging. It's not back and forth. He is just talking, which again is another red flag. I just don't feel like he's getting to know her. Now, from what we're seeing, I don't feel like he's getting to know her, that he's engaging with her, that he's having these deep conversations. He keeps bringing up, he needs therapy, and about how all the black men that he knows are not faithful. He talks about like Jay-Z and just all these celebrities and his dad, and how he used to go with his dad when his dad would cheat. He said that he doesn't know any black men that are faithful. And then he literally goes on to say, can I just be with one person? Like, he's still talking. Like, I swear it went on for 10 minutes. Like, I swear the last 10 minutes was him just talking. And I just feel like he has said so many things to, if this is a word, unaffirm her. Like, she's opened up to him about her daddy issues and about her, wanting that relationship with her father, and having a knack for picking the wrong men and feeling like she didn't deserve to be loved. We've seen where she has really, really dug deep, opened up, and shared so much with him. And I just don't feel like he is listening to her and kind of being receptive to what she needs, and, giving kind of her what she needs, or giving her any reassurance. I feel like he gives drips and drops of what we see of assurance, but I feel like most of his conversation is about him and what he's scared of and his needs. Like, he's not asking him, or he's not asking AD, he's not doing it enough to me. I just feel like he's really much about himself, and I just don't like that. And I want for AD, she deserves, based on, what she's told us, I want her to have a man who's invested in her fully, who is digging deep. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to get married to somebody, if you're at a space to where you are engaged to get married in a week or so to somebody, there should be conversation. There should be engagement. There should be spending time. And that's why I said with Kenneth and Britney and with Clay and AD, it's just like, it seems very surface level, and I don't know, it's just something missing in those relationships. So this was the next episode 7. There were 2 more episodes that I'm going to come back tomorrow and review with my girl Paige with you guys. But let me know what you think in the comments. How are you feeling seeing this additional episode? If you've seen all 3 of them, what are your thoughts? Like, I feel like if I could do a prediction just based off those 7 episodes, so the 6 plus this new one that came out, I have seen the next 2, but I'm going to wait till Paige comes back on. But if I could just guesstimate at this point, I truly, truly feel like Kenneth and Britney, I don't want them to make it because I really want better for her. I don't want anybody, man or woman, the male or the female, to feel like they're like not having attention, and not, being priority, and not, getting their needs met. So I would say no to Kenneth and, Britney. I would say, I hope no to AD and Clay. Chelsea and Jimmy, I would also say no, because I feel like, and I forgot about Jimmy and Chelsea. Oh my God. So Jimmy and Chelsea, oh man, I forgot about Jimmy and Chelsea. So there is a scene where, first of all, Chelsea is with her friends and they're on her balcony and they're talking about Jimmy, blah, 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 blah. And she was making a point to say, or is that in the next episode? Let me make sure. No, that is in episode 2. 8. So I'm going to get into that because based off the 7 episodes, I don't know about Jimmy and Chelsea. I just don't think that he's into her. I truly don't think that he's into her. I think she would have done a better job being with Trevor, the muscle guy. I'm really excited to see, I know for sure that Jimmy has seen Jessica, the girl that he did not pick. So I cannot wait to talk about that in the next couple of episodes because they will meet. Laura and Jeremy, if I had to guess, it would be a no for me. I don't think that they seem compatible. They just don't seem compatible. She gives grown woman and he gives kind of like little boy, grown little boy. Like he gives grown little boy. And that could be wrong, but just from what I've seen about him, they don't seem to be a match. To me, the only couple that seems to be a match is Amy and Johnny. Anyway, guys, stay tuned for the next episode review with my girl Paige. Drop in the comments your predictions and your thoughts on episode 7, and I will see you next time.